Yep, I see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm keeping an eye on the chat using a separate YouTube window. Is that what we should be doing?
It's a good idea.
Just in case. right, I am told that we actually are live. So, I'm gonna introduce myself. Sean Murray here, bringing you the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. I'm joined by Matt Sussman.
Hello, Sean.
Our match tonight is Jason Jacobson versus Jed Brundidge of the United States. Both teams losing their first games earlier today, so this is a B event game. Brundidge has a hammer and is looking pretty good. Down to Skips Rocks to sit 3.
Yeah, always nice to see some kind of action in the first end.
These two teams went right at it, throwing guards, come arounds, but it's definitely played out in Brundidge's favor so far.
The hit and roll out, so they're still sitting 2, which is still pretty good. Jacobson with 1 rock left.
Taking a look at the crosshouse double. Suppose it's there, but a little risky, obviously.
Yeah, I think there's really no good place to hide to avoid or make the force. So, take a crack at it. And now we're talking. Yes. Even a hit, even just a
Probably
decent
the
hit
only-
and roll.
Yeah, if you try the double and hit it a little bit thick, you could just roll over kind of in front of that and complicate the shot for 2.
That might be the best plan A you could draw up.
Might be worth a go. Just the concern is that the angle is steep enough on this. You don't have to hit very much of that first one to make the double. And if you play it too cute, you don't want to miss everything.
Yeah, you'd almost want to play the hit and roll in front. Let's just see something cool in the first end. Here we go.
So on it early. Ooh, looking nice. It stops. That's
Good try.
Just a little too far. Very, very good try. It does scoring area a little bit instead of having almost the entire house. Jed has to hit the full 8-foot.
Yeah, really nice start for Brundidge. That end was looking their way the entire time. So I think too is if they can draw this in, that'll be a good start.
2 is always the goal with the hammer.
think the sweepers like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look heavy.
Just to be sure. This is gonna be. That's gonna be enough.
No problem. Brundidge strikes first, scores 2 with the hammer.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
So to start the second end, now Team Jacobson will have the hammer. This is Team Brundidge lead Cameron Rittenauer. This Brundidge team has had a busy season. They were runner-up at U.S. Nationals and qualified for the Olympic trials. So they're getting in lots and lots of games in preparation for that. They played 5 events so far, not counting this one in the Nationals.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling to get your goal out of the way. You're in the trials. Now you can go and pick your spots and play the teams you want to play to prepare for that. A lot of other teams had to go to all over the country to get in.
Yeah. By contrast, this Jason Jacobson team has only played in one event yet this year, the Sutherland SCT event where they finished in the semifinals. A couple of guards up to start this end. Going to see some more rocks in play, it looks like.
I think all of us are in favor of that.
Yeah, it's having had to call my fair share of nothing but hit ends before. There's really not a whole lot to talk about.
I mean, I can always fill time and we can pick a subject, but I would prefer to discuss what's happening.
Yes, and I think the fans would too.
Yes, absolutely. They don't know me well enough. Come around this stagger here. It's getting messier up front.
Yeah, this plays right into Brundidge's hands. Center junked up without the hammer. That's just what he wants. It's our first look at Lance Wheeler, second stone thrower for Brundidge. Lance goes out of the Denver Curling Club. Got a good-looking shot here.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's perfect.
That's completely missing.
Not much choice for Jacobson. Got to clear the middle.
Here we go.
Pretty
Nice
good
little
shot.
double peel. Yes, absolutely.
Got some red stones up front to work with.
Jed's looking to guard it again. Still get 2 guards in front of his. I guess Lance's nice shot there.
Yeah, he's content to just keep guarding that stone all end if he can.
And this needs to finish.
Seems like it needs to stop a little bit too.
So Jacobson's. Looks like they're trying to split that guard off.
Yeah, it's close enough to the house. You can kind of bump it behind the corners, maybe roll the shooter on, and then open up that stone in the house. Not a bad call. Not
No,
the easiest shot in the world.
you'd think you'd want to run, but you miss the run. You leave another guard, and it's even worse. I love a good split. They're not easy, but you make that, and then suddenly Jed's thinking twice on guarding his shot stone.
I think if the split is made and both stones are in the house, Jed's going to have to hit one. He's probably going to have to hit the open one. He won't really have a choice.
This looks good. Thrown rock didn't get in, but his guard is now behind cover. Not terrible.
Yeah, decent result. It was kind of a tough split maybe to get them both in. But, that one's covered enough that Jed's going to ignore it and is going to have Evan working, play the out turn, come around, maybe try to Christmas tree this a little bit, get half under the guard and leave the shot stone half open. Looks like it has plenty of weight. It looks like there's a double there now.
Yeah, the open one is a little bit behind it, but not much. Yeah, you could, even if you can't get both, you can certainly get shot, roll over, and make this really difficult. But he's calling. No, he's just discussing. I think he's deliberating a freeze in there, but I think them being so close to the tee line, yeah, I think you try the double.
When they're close enough together, even though the stone on the right, as we're looking at it, is a little bit behind the other one, because they're so close together, you throw a good firm weight, 8 seconds or whatever, hog to hog, you can definitely make the double hitting the left half of that stone on the right as we're looking at it, but he's actually going to play off the guard. That's not the outcome that Jacobson wanted at all.
I was trying to visualize the angle that guard would go. I'm thinking maybe double off both of them and have that guard roll upwards a little bit open. But
Either
yeah,
that or maybe rattle through, kind of skitter him off to the side, maybe drive the guard through. But definitely didn't want what happened.
Here we are talking about this double, and then they go for the run. Well, now Brendan can just close the hole.
They drop another one in there, and Jacobson's going to be in a world of hurt.
That was an all or nothing shot for Jacobson for sure. They get to run it again.
There is a run triple there, I think. If you hit that, if you could drive that center guard right on the nose of that one that was just thrown, I think you can get all three of these moving.
Oh, absolutely. I see that.
Gonna have to bring the heat on this one.
Look close.
Hit it a little thinner than they wanted, but still pretty good result. They've got two in there, and the lone Brundidge stone is quite exposed. You might have to shift gears here and go for a hit.
You could split the house.
You totally could, but you better make it, and you better not slide deeper than the one that's in there, or you're going to set up a double. That's what they're talking about. This is a change I've seen from Jed and his team in the last couple of years. I can almost guarantee you 2-3 years ago, they almost certainly would have gone for the hit. Jed would have opted for the hit, but this is a change in his game that has helped to bring this team to the level that they're at now. You know, silver medal at nationals and in the trials. He's going for the draw, and truth be told, the draw is the correct call.
Yeah, an open hit is an open hit, and you think you're up 2, so giving up 2 is not the end of the world. But you know, this doesn't have to be totally precise. This has, you know, there's a little bit of tolerance in where this one can land.
I mean, really, where you're looking for is more or less behind the guards, but level with the other yellow stone. So just top 8. If it stops there, would be great.
Touch deep.
Still not bad. That double. That's pretty flat. It might be there with some serious mustard, but I don't. It's a tough shot in any case. I don't know how lively these rocks are, but I know in a nationals or a Briar setting, this would be a fairly makeable double. Looks like they're going to give it a go.
Look close.
Hit it perfectly. It just didn't quite have enough weight to get it all the way out. Really, really good try.
So Jacobson is 1. Brundidge is 2. Yeah, hit and roll away a little bit again, even up those 2 yellows, and you've got yourself a force.
I think what Jed's probably going to try to do is get as close to nose on this as he can. Because if he hits on the nose, there's really no double. There might be a slash for 2, but that's certainly not easy. If he rolls away, he might set up another double that might actually be a sharper angle. So I'm guessing he's just throwing, say, hack weight to a light board weight. He's going to try to plunk this right on the nose. Trying to make this curl. There it goes.
You can see a lot of it.
Yeah, it's decision time. Do you play the simple-ish shot for 1, nose hit, same kind of shot that Jed just tried, or do you play a little bit of risk, try the slash double, probably only get 2 because I don't think you're going to hold your shooter.
I would say, given that it's worth.
Don't make it correctly, you might give up a steal and find yourself down 3.
Or 4, possibly. Yeah, I think you try for your 1. Scoring's important here.
Well, based on that ice, I think they're going for the slash double. That's what it looks like to me.
Again, big shot here in the second end.
It's got to be close. Actually hit it the wrong way and almost made it anyways, but jams it, and it's going to be a steal of 1 for Brundidge.
Welcome to saying yes. Welcome to possibility. To a future where it's not either or, but yes and. Welcome to the kind of thinking that changes with your life, priorities, goals, even the unexpected. Welcome to a plan that isn't set in stone. Welcome to shaking things up, to proactive thinking. Welcome to a plan that's so flexible, it's alive. Welcome to the IG Living Plan, where you can see your whole financial picture synchronized by your IG Wealth Management consultant. Welcome to a team that sticks with you through the changes ahead. Welcome to choices, options, and providing you with more than one solution. Welcome to foresight, rethinking things, and finding scenarios that work for you. At IG, we share all the changes in your life. We're there with you through the challenges and the successes. Because the real wealth in life is being able to embrace more of life's possibilities. Welcome to a new way to see wealth. IG Wealth Management. Welcome change.
It's back to start the third end. It was a steal of 1 for Jed Brundidge, who leads Jason Jacobson 3-0. Jacobson took on some risk and tried a difficult slash double to hopefully get 2, but didn't hit it quite right. Only removed 1 Brundidge rock. So they're going to have to go with some offense. And Brundidge even up 3, still dropping stones short of the rings. Staying aggressive. You see a lot more teams doing that with the 5 rock rule.
And then this is my first time watching the Jacobson team, and just based on what I've seen, they seem to really enjoy hits over draws, and now that they're down 3, they have to find that draw weight, and that might not be the most comfortable for them, but just come back and get 2 in this end for them.
For the come around, it's well by the guard, but it needs to stop. Just trickle behind the tee line.
Can't tell if that guard is biting. Doesn't look like it is. But they are electing to go around it anyways.
Yeah, they're going to play the freeze on the shot stone, and similar to how the second end started, this kind of plays into Brundidge's hands because he wants action in the center because that's going to shrink the scoring area down to nothing. And the smaller the scoring area, the harder it is to score 2. An alternate idea they could have considered is they got the corner guard up. They could go around it, maybe try to get Jed chasing them a little bit. But we'll see how this shakes out.
Whoa!
Not quite successful.
Yep.
Bounces off the guard and rolls into the middle. So looking for
Yep. Right to it.
hitting
Right to
a
it.
little bit of a flip to the
Right
to
to
the
it.
center.
Right to it. Right to it. All the way to it. Ooh, rocks are starting to bite now. Yeah. I don't know, maybe flatten out a bit. It's just rocks are just grabbing.
So I don't know if that was down weight or what, but they're using the corner guard now.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you, Jed really doesn't care for where that stone ended up because that's just a backer for any come around that Jacobson might try, and they're still trying to freeze on the shot stone. I personally would really be thinking about trying to come behind my corner guard, take advantage of that little backer.
And I've seen this pattern in some teams recently where even when you do have hammer, you play to the middle because you have more options and angles with a run back, which, as we've seen the first 2 ends, Jacobson really enjoys throwing those.
Sure, yeah, and it's not like it's wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, you're doing the wrong shot. No. These guys are out here, they're playing, they know what they're doing, and every team has their own style. And if they get to this end, then
Stop
it's their
it!
call. It's all about personal preference and what works for them and what they know.
Yep.
Yeah, and I haven't quite understood it, but I am very fascinated by the sort of the change in the trend of going to the center
Right
when
to
you've
it.
got hammer
Whoa.
in a situation like this.
Whoa.
And I'm sure they know exactly why they're doing it, and they've got a plan. That's a nice little freeze
14-8.
there.
Yeah, Lance has shown some
Oh yeah, the speed's really
nice
nice.
touch so far. He's been spot on on his draws. And I think the 5-rock rule probably has a lot to do with the trend, as you say, of more aggressive play around the middle, because it sort of pushed teams to a point of even when they're ahead, they have to stay on offense because they just can't peel as early as they would like. So they keep their foot on the gas, and that's evidenced by, up 3, Brundidge through a center guard. They're keeping their foot on the gas because it is only the third end. There's still plenty of game left. I think Jacobson seriously needs to consider dealing with that center guard.
I was going to say
drive it back
this
into the
is
pile, clear some of the middle out of there, because he's completely shut down in terms of trying to score multiples right now. He's got nothing. Got to open it up.
This is the run back I think he's been waiting for. You have a chance to at least get rid of the back yellow and maybe the center guard and not lose your other red.
Yeah, I think it'll stay. If you drive it back hit it a little bit off to the right of nose as we're looking at it. Back yellow will go. You can at least squeeze the other yellow off to the side. But electing to play the freeze down to the pile, and I don't really know what this is going to do in terms of their ability to try to score multiple points. It's just going to get more and more crowded in.
They are keeping us guessing for sure. Trying to move this one over.
See what kind of damage Evan can do here. Like if you get a little inside a nose, you can roll into the guard. Your yellow right behind it's going to stay there. Your shooter's going to roll buried. That yellow that's behind it might skitter off to the back a little bit. Evan can throw a big weight.
Yep! 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 Hard! Good.
The red didn't really go anywhere, but it's now very exposed.
It's exposed and it's behind the tee line. No backing. It's not in a good spot anymore.
There's still the chance of setting up two. If you can get a good corner freeze here, it'll both make this rock coming down the ice difficult to remove, and it'll provide some protection for that red that's back there. So still opportunities here, but they've got some work to do.
Right here. Right here. Yep.
That's finishing really nice for them.
It's in a pretty good spot.
That's shot. What do you like? Yeah?
They're motioning that they
Still?
are still shot. Kind of tempting to throw a guard, but a little bit scary because that second and third belongs to the opponent, but I don't really see too much else that's good anyways.
A little tight. A little tight.
I'm thinking what Jacobson's going to do next. I think that's
Okay.
not a bad call,
Well,
although at least for me, I've been wrong on most of what Jacobson was going to do next.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Which, as a skip, I don't know if Jed has been guessing wrong on what he's going to do, but you definitely want the other skip to not know what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's not such a good thing.
Chaos theory.
That guard's slipping much, much tighter than Jed wanted. Jacobson team going to talk about what to do.
Especially when they're lined up.
Well, the only good thing about that shot is you kind of line these up so these red.
I feel
this
like
red
if
one
they
goes,
want to realistically
and that one
score
squirts
two
out
or
this
more, they
way.
have to deal with those guards. But problem is, now they're kind of lined up into the pile, and the top one is vulnerable because of that.
It's really fast on this track.
Yeah, that guard they threw wasn't.
You can easily
It
get
was a
15,
not a good
3,
spot, but the angle
15, 4 to
actually
the T-line.
works out.
Right? Like,
Strangely enough,
see, you
know
throw
if they're
two guards,
looking
you
at
got to be
coming off
17, 5 to 18.
one of those yellows on the side.
They can. I mean, they can see all of the.
Well,
Closer
we've
in
missed
Yellowstone.
like even
It
in
could
practice
come
we
over
were heavy
onto
on
the shot
everything,
rock,
and now
but
we're
it's also
heavy
just
on
going to
everything
drive it
again.
right back onto the red that's behind it. So they wouldn't be able to remove it, but they might at least get it out from under cover.
And that might be what I think. Yeah, they seem to enjoy that more. That you could double peel the guards, but you're probably also killing one of your own reds. So yeah, there's no good options at this point. But they have what, 3 rocks
Our yellow
left?
is our yellow is
So a little bit of time, not much, but this would be the time to do it.
no, but it's just funny the way you do
I
that.
think it played soft weight on it.
Not going to go very far if they do that.
Just trying to infer what Jacobson is doing with his broom, touching it to the back of the house when he was doing that combo.
I mean, truthfully, the stone that's hurting them
Yeah,
the most
we
right
don't
now
have to
is
play that,
actually
though.
their stone that's in the back of the button, their own rock. That's just killing them because it's preventing them from removing the shot rock belonging to Brundidge. So anything they do here, they somehow have to get that red out of the way. Whether it stays in the house or not is kind of immaterial. But that rock is just killing them right now. They have to move that rock.
Yeah, they need to move it. See what type of weight comes down here.
We were a little wider, but we want to hit a third, right?
It over curled on them.
Yeah, I mean,
So if that over curl,
Yeah, yes, so
Brundidge
hard.
is still sitting shot, completely surrounded by redstones.
same, just splitting
Kind of
the center line.
ended up. I
Okay,
don't-
anywhere over
I
splitting the
don't
center line's
see
fine.
any way that yellow is getting moved now.
Just as long as it's over splitting the center line, right? So it's just a line shot. Yeah, so I mean, this is probably the fastest track, so.
One.
No, whoa. Line's fine. Line's fine.
So Skip's favorite shot to throw right there.
Yeah, it's fine.
I didn't want to go, but you kept saying tight, so I jumped
Well,
a couple strokes.
there's no reason to.
That one went deep though too.
Yeah, but it doesn't really hurt them. It's just there's no good angles at all for the Jacobson team right now. What can they do?
Well, I mean, I don't know what to do. It is fast. I told him it's the fastest.
It really
It's probably the
isn't.
fastest spot in the
I
building.
think you have to, like you've been saying this entire end, you got to worry about those center guards. You got to worry about the center guards. Well, I think they're finally worried about it. I think your play is to find some way to unlock that back red. And then hope you have something to run in for your
I'm
last.
sure that yellow goes very far. We're probably going to have a couple guards out there yet. Well, there's probably going to be 2 red ones in the house. I don't think that one's going to go very far. I don't think those top 2 are going very far. This back one should go.
Just trying to make something move here, see if they can give themselves a shot. Didn't really change much, to be honest.
No, it didn't. That's. I think we know who's going to score at this point.
Okay.
I even feel like Jed could throw this away and Jacobson still really wouldn't have a shot. There's no runs.
All right, same shot.
Maybe he just wants to throw a better guard this
time. Less.
Always a perfectionist.
Okay, line's good. Line's good.
All right, now what?
Now,
tough right
nothing. I don't see a shot. You know.
Yeah, this is. How much time can you spend deliberating this one? I think that rock right by Jacobson's feet, if there was one that could potentially move the yellow, that would be it. Give it a try.
I guess nothing's lost in the attempt, but whew.
Probably should have played a hit and roll on that one and just let him run this one in. I'm gonna, because now I see it, I'm like, oh. Yeah, I know. Isn't it easy?
I'm still not sure exactly where it needs to hit,
back one should.
But I don't know if it really matters.
I think they're just trying to make contact with the pile and see what happens. I mean, they certainly can't make things worse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it was worth a shot. That's really all they had.
Steal the one for Brundidge, and now they're up 4-0.
Welcome to saying yes. Welcome to possibility. To a future where it's not either or, but yes and. Welcome to the kind of thinking that changes with your life, priorities, goals, even the unexpected. Welcome to a plan that isn't set in stone. Welcome to shaking things up, to proactive thinking. Welcome to a plan that's so flexible, it's alive. Welcome to the IG Living Plan, where you can see your whole financial picture synchronized by your IG Wealth Management consultant. Welcome to a team that sticks with you through the changes ahead. Welcome to choices, options, and providing you with more than one solution. Welcome to foresight, rethinking things and finding scenarios that work for you. At IG, we share all the changes in your life. We're there with you through the challenges and the successes. Because the real wealth in life is being able to embrace more of life's possibilities. Welcome to a new way to see wealth. IG Wealth Management. Welcome change.
A little bit, yep, a little bit, yep. Right to the broom. Right to the broom. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. You did. I looked at him in the face and I said, top 4.
Back now for the 4th end. It's a 4-0 lead for Brundidge, and you can see he's now shifted gears. Start playing a little more defense on his first stone into the rings.
Yeah, it's a big deficit to look at on the scoreboard, which see they've now finally hung up. Taking some chances early because it is a long game, but yeah, that last end, Jacobson just had nothing going for it for much of the second half of that end. So see if they can just put it past him.
Stay close here.
They needed to deal with those center guards much earlier, and they just never got around to it, and at the end didn't really have a shot. They just need to be careful not to fall into that trap, because it's easy to do that.
Nice shot.
For double corners.
Okay, line's good. Okay, so hair tight.
So just looking at this setup here, this is kind of your standard 5-rock rule setup. 2 in the house, corner on each side. There's a center guard. Those corner guards are kind of tight. Now there's no draw path either, so already this is not looking good for Jacobson, even though this is exactly what they called.
Yeah, it's now he's thinking about dealing with the center, and that's fine. You could maybe also hit and roll off the back, but you got to set up the corners to give yourself a chance, and then deal with the middle. It's tough. I mean, especially because the Brundidge team is playing really well. They're making a lot of shots and really making life hard for Jacobson and his team.
Made contact with one of them.
Yeah, good result. Have another guard out there they can work with.
Just play in the 8-foot. Or we could do something here. What do you like? I mean, kind of like this.
So we talked about a couple options here. Coming in, throwing a guard, peeling a guard. In the end, Jed would prefer to bring another one in and, again,
Line's
try to
fine.
do the Christmas tree effect.
Close.
Yeah,
Yep.
there are a lot of guards you could peel, but then there'd still be a guard left that they
Whoa,
could
whoa,
use.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Right, you
whoa.
can't get rid
don't
of
mind
all.
this.
If there was a shot to
Yep.
make
No, 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 no,
get
no.
rid of all of
No,
them,
no. Sit.
you might see him try it. But this one is coming in way too deep as it is.
Okay. Just setting up pockets. Man. Well, yeah, if you do this, then it just comes back onto that
Yeah,
one.
those Christmas tree shots, as you like to call them.
And then, well, then you
I've heard
you just
phrase
peel
too.
that
I just
one
love
out
the
then, and then they
phrase.
just hit and roll under here.
Those are more precise than you think. That's line. That's weight. That's like a freeze with, and yeah, you get that wrong, and now they've got a nice little pocket here to try to draw down to.
That was really good. Great. Really good.
This one doesn't quite have the line. Oh, there it goes.
Seems like the finish is all at the end. So it settles into a pretty good spot. Not getting rid of that one.
It's just me used to club ice. I just always forget that finish.
Straight. Done. 3. Okay, room. Close. Yep.
So I think positioning this guard, you'd like to get it a little bit past the center red to prevent the run back. Looks like that's what we're going for.
Good.
Just like that. Looking for a double peel with maybe hopes of a run back of some sort. Try to open up the middle. That's about the best result you could possibly hope for from that one.
Yeah, a lot of yellow has disappeared. You still have some corner guards.
Board.
Shot stone is open.
Yeah, the main point there is that they've cleared the center. Both corner guards are now usable. So, I mean, yeah, they exposed their rock in the house, but that wasn't going to go on the scoreboard anyways. Now they'll have the opportunity to play hit and roll really either way with their next one.
Curl. Hard curl. Hard curl. Yep, right to it. Right to it. Roll it. Whoa. Oh, good. Okay. That's good. Good shot. Just punch it out just a little bit.
Just one good hit and roll here. And Jacobson could
But,
be
I mean,
well on their
it's-
way to scoring 2.
how much better are you going to do? At least it lines it up, and they can't really suffer and make a roll.
Yeah, I've noticed the rocks don't seem to bounce a whole lot. So again, like you mentioned before, if this was at the Briar, I think this would be a gimme double. Very interested to see how this finishes.
Yeah, they don't bounce like Super Balls, like the championship rocks at Briar Worlds, what have you do. Pretty good. I would have liked to roll it a little bit further.
Should be able to throw something on board at this, right?
Enough undercover. That,
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
still
little
bored.
difficult to go after.
Yeah, it didn't get the other yellow out, but that's not the worst thing in the world. It bounced more than I thought it would for sure.
Yeah, I don't think the double was really the point on that shot. It was just to make a hit and roll. I mean, if they make the double, fine, but mission number one was to get under the guard, and they got partway under the guard, but I think Jed can throw
Roll your way, Lance.
Get rid of that red without too much trouble.
Oh, oh, close, go. Go, shit.
Gets it thin and leaves Jacobson sitting shot. First real error from the Brundidge team there.
Too much weight?
All game that we've seen.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Just a bit too much weight.
Shot stone is mashed in there. That is staying there probably for the rest of the end.
Well, and just like that, this has turned from, because of where that got bumped to, this is not only a chance for two. If a good one is made here, you could potentially set up maybe even a three.
Absolutely, especially with
just this much more and it's out.
where that corner guard is. You put
Best thing to
this biting the 8, even showing a little bit. That's tough to chase as well. So yeah, 3 is certainly in play, and they could really use it here. Drawing it early.
Yeah, they got to have this one. They just got to have this one. Going hard for weight, it looks like. By the guard. Nicely under. That's very, very nicely done.
It's a very good judge. They knew they needed to. It might have been Jacobson's first draw of the game, if I'm recollecting.
Now decision time for Jed. He's only got one left. He's looking at 2 buried opponent stones. We cannot hear the player mics, so sorry if we talk.
I think the
really only options.
2 options are either freeze that or run that.
Cut it down. Try a run back and try to get rid of one that way.
So
If there was a simple option for 2, I think they'd take it. Or a simple option to hold them to 2, I think they would throw that shot, but I really don't see that shot.
yeah, I mean, we just got to outcount that with an angle on that.
Go for the best result. You do have a big lead.
Something like this.
You don't want to give up a 3, but you'll still take hammer with the lead in the second half of the game.
Yeah, that's the worst that can happen. I mean, even if this Basically, looks like they're trying to corner freeze on the shot stone and shrink the scoring area. Even if this isn't
You
quite
guys like the
big,
draw, or you
it
like
still
something
gets
else?
3.
That's all I see. Really.
At worst, you're going to.
Oh, you could just run that.
Most any team
Just
will
run
take
that,
at the
give 'em
halfway
2.
point of a game.
Yeah.
It's always nice to look at the scoreboard to reaffirm that the world is not ending.
Oh. Oh.
I would hope nobody thinks that the world is ever ending while on a sheet of curling ice. It's supposed to be fun.
Sometimes you wouldn't know from the looks of the faces of some of the skips.
Jesus
Now
Christ.
going to go behind it. Hopefully can stop for a second. Oof, boy, I don't know. Definite overthrow. I can't imagine that's where Jed actually wanted to put it.
I think this is a draw for 3. Don't quote me
That's
on
kind
that.
of my guess too. I
Close.
was going to say if I had to place a bet.
Well,
one
I
way
just
or the
needed to
other,
make one of my shots.
by our limited viewpoint, I would think that it's still red sitting 2.
Doesn't help when I throw 2 zeros.
Not that it really matters. I don't think Jacobson could afford to chase that rock anyway, so it's a draw for a sure 2, and maybe they'll have to measure for 3. We'll see.
A crooked number either way.
Hindsight is always 20/20, Lance. I was 50-50 whether to peel his guards or not. And
The sweeper's a little bit more of a reprieve on this one.
Yeah, they made a good run. They're still sitting together.
Just need to find a piece of the 8-foot for a definite 2, possible 3. Evan's going to have a close look at it.
just, if it's close, measure it.
I always say personally, if you have to look at it twice and you're not sure, just measure it.
I can do the rough broom. They always say you can't do it. So
He's using the broom. No. I hate that. That's personally just a bugger of mine.
It's a rookie mistake.
I'm going to have to tell Evan that. We'll get a good laugh out of it. Evan, you made a rookie mistake using a broom.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel. Because we're everywhere. Keeping you connected. To your family and friends. To your history and culture. To those traditions that make us who we are. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. Because we're dedicated to our home.
It is. Wow, big end for Team Jacobson. Well played end. They made a lot of really good shots that end and earned it. Now we have a game on.
Oh, I'm supposed to say game on. Sorry, I didn't want to leave you hanging there.
Okay, line's good.
No worries.
Little room.
I wasn't sure anyone else would catch that either.
Curl, curl, curl. Curl, Lance. Go, Lance. Go, 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 go.
If you didn't understand that, go rent the movie Wayne's World. I don't think it's Wayne's World 2. I think it's the original.
It's the first one, definitely. Car.
Well, now that it's a tight game, we can continue on the game and not just quote movies from the 90s. Although it's Friday night, I'd be down for either thing.
Yeah, I feel like our listeners would probably like us to focus on the game, but I know what you mean. Team Jacobson getting right after it. They're throwing up double centers. They're going to go hard for a force, if not possibly a steal.
Yeah, they've been holding that hammer for quite a while, so they seem happy to get rid of it and, yeah, go on the offense like this.
Okay. Yep. Hold up there a bit. Okay, line's good.
Having a sudden good end like that can really turn the momentum
right here.
of the game. Even though they're behind on the scoreboard,
we're not quite there.
Say arguably momentum is kind of in their favor right now. If they can keep it up and get a few misses out of the Brundidge team.
All right, good job, Cam.
Still come back in this game. Just looking to move this one behind the tee line. Keep it for a catcher, perhaps.
That worked out nice.
No, I'm going to remove it from play. I was musing about how quickly Jed would sprint up there to put down the broom to peel the guard, and it turns out he didn't sprint at all. He just kind of moseyed up there, so made a liar out of me. Thanks, Jed.
I'll tell you, we're really bad at figuring out what they're going to do here.
You're fine.
Not exactly batting 1,000 here.
We're a lot better at telling them what they did rather than what they're going to do. I think maybe I'll just stick to that.
Useful.
Yeah, a lot of red in the middle. I don't think Jed was comfortable with that.
Call there was to come around everything. That comes up a long way short.
Yeah, really good chance for them to bury in there and make this look interesting, but it's just another guard.
Just like control. The other option is just to draw. Like this? Okay.
And so at that point in the end, he's got to make a decision. What does he want to do? Does he want to try to score? Does he want to try to open it up? Let's open it up.
Yeah, I think up one with, I'm a big fan of getting rid of the center guard. He's trying to save it for a corner guard, too. I would consider that a bonus. Clearing that center guard is definitely priority one.
Yep. Roll it. Yep. Good. Yeah, it's nice to roll a little more, but it's been nice to roll a little more. But we want to open up that side a little bit so I have a draw.
The only little concern about where that ended up is that it now takes away the in-turn draw path to the button. Or I guess if we have any lefties watching, Daryl, the clockwise draw to the button.
You've got a lefty here in the booth as well, Sean.
Oh, fair point. Oh, man.
We are legion. Yeah, I think a couple years ago they officially put in the rules. They took out in-turn and out-turn in the official curling rules, and they changed it to clockwise and counterclockwise.
That's all. It's only sensible.
Now, as lefties, we live in a righties world, and we're just used to it. But it was fun to see that, and not have to confuse that with others. Your in-turn, my out-turn, your out-turn. No, counterclockwise.
That ended up in a very good spot for Team Jacobson. There's a pretty easy double there for Evan.
Like normal?
Yeah, I think they needed that about 3 feet deeper.
Which turn do you like?
Coming up late in a few of their draws here.
Wait, this way?
Times over the years that mixed, and in men's sometimes he gets a little bounce in his step when he starts sizing up a shot like this.
Yeah, eyes get big.
Whoa. Yep. Okay.
Didn't throw a lot of weight at that. I thought they might throw that a little bit harder. Didn't make too much contact with the second one, just pushed it buried now.
Yeah, he unfortunately bounced it to right where they were trying to draw to. And now you hit this. Maybe you can roll over to the other corner. Sit two buried.
I want to play this then.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward because, yeah, you can roll, but you don't have the hammer, so do you want to? I don't know.
I think if we can get them both behind that yellow corner, force Brundidge to one. With no center guards, it's going to be tough to steal.
Watch out for that guard. Just by.
Oh.
Sport.
So the double's tough, so just hitting and flopping over, probably the call.
Yeah, the double is super, super steep.
Yep.
So, no, not really worth it trying to go for it.
Yep. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Get it really thin. Okay.
Just keep batting around that one red rock, gets further back.
Yeah, just kick it a few more times. Eventually, it'll leave the house.
That's right. 6 more shots and it's out.
So I think a roll under that yellow corner to the left would probably be the best outcome now for Jacobson. They'd have the best chance of forcing. Sit 2 buried. Might dare Jed into maybe trying up that run back. See if he can get out of this end with a blank. But I wouldn't hold my breath about that.
And even with a hit and roll, you can hit and roll. It looks like it's going to bite the forefoot. That's not an easy draw either.
Clean. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, yes. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
This is finishing really good. It's really nice.
Pretty good shot.
You got to run
The
this.
reason you play this run back is to open
You
up
can
the
go.
draw path.
You got to. I think we have to run this, huh?
It's kind of twofold. You open up
what do you like
the draw
here?
path. And
Absolutely not.
If
I don't
you
like
can
that.
make it properly, you may yet still be able to
I mean,
play this. So I can definitely understand. He's trying to get a couple of things done here.
Yeah, I don't mind it. That's a lot of positives can come from it, even if you make a
What should
half
we even
shot.
have of that? Half?
How much you got, Lance?
Trying the double straight on is, again, one of those all or nothing shots.
It's not really any good if you don't kill one of these. Because we're just back here.
So
When you tap this out, it's 3.
which is
That's
a possibility, but
Not
really
fun.
no easier.
what do you like, Lance? Yep.
And the benefit to the hit and roll is that that back red one finally leaves the house, which is all I'm rooting for at this point.
So
But that's just for me.
should be able to get to here with board weight, right? Yeah.
How much you got, Lance?
I think there's plenty.
Looks like he's going to play the hit and roll. Again, this is
Yeah,
another
but
situation where neither shot is the wrong call if it works out the way you want it to work out.
I mean, I don't mind either one. I don't mind the run. I
Run
just
is
have
not
those two
easy.
things there.
This is not
Yeah.
easy, but this
I think the
I
run's
feel
the
like
better
is
call.
a little bit more aggressive call, and I would say is the only realistic way you're going to have any chance of maybe still
Board
getting
weight.
deuce.
Board. Board. Yep.
Rex. Not the best result there. Jed's not going to be happy with that one.
No, a little surprised to see that. I think I don't know if you maybe you do
Oh, the
err
pivot
on
halfway down.
if that was the tolerance to wreck. Again, that was one of the options of playing the run is to
I knew it wasn't
open that
Like-
up a little bit.
max ice.
It's the only positive that came of that, but now Jacobson has finally a chance to put the screws on him. First time this game.
Yeah, you definitely
Just think we need to
definitely
play
tight
the-
was the
the run
tolerance
there.
there.
I
'Cause The
don't,
guard's out of the way.
I don't really care for
You
that.
certainly don't want to air wide and miss everything. So that's
That one's staying in the house.
not a great miss. If there's such thing as a great miss, but it's decent miss.
As someone who misses a lot, I like my misses as best as possible. Are we famous for them? And I think, yeah, they put a guard back where that other one was, maybe a little bit tighter.
Because you think they put it back, there's going to be no draw path to the button. Probably the only real option then for Jed is to throw that wide come around the right red guard. Probably going to have to go out into some ice they haven't seen that much. It's going to be not an easy shot. Or I don't know if they would ever dare trying to go between the guards and draw the side of the 4-foot. I doubt they would do that. It's going to force a really tough draw from Jed. Even if they don't quite fully cover this, it'll be okay to leave the outside half to third visible. It's not bad.
That's a really good guard. Yes.
So now that's going to tease Jed into thinking,
Can we get to nose with that?
Get to the nose of that, maybe? It's going to, it's all about just planting a little seed of, well, can I do this? Is it possible?
Well,
maybe that's there.
Kill both of those, right?
It muddies up the thought process just a little bit.
Otherwise,
that's all it takes.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get to nose, and even if you do get to, you have to get to nose, because if you don't score.
I mean,
Yeah.
you get one, right? You can just move them back.
I think you just throw as we've established earlier, a counterclockwise.
Like if you can get to here with any weight to get these out.
Through the center port there. That's what I'd try.
First time I was talking about it, I was thinking around everything.
I think you can get there with control.
You might be able to come through the port and kind of
basically on the nose.
Wick off the shot stone into the button.
You got to just miss that guard.
Again, either one's easy.
Okay, what do you like?
Yeah, and you don't want to plant the seed of doubt in your own head, but you don't want to give up 2. You don't want to give up a steal or 1 either, but I think the draw at least gives the potential of limiting your damage at this point. You do want to score, but
you can't hit that on the nose without touching this, or you can't hit that without touching this. You know what I mean?
You might consider talking.
So it's only good if you hit it on the nose and you
have one, and then you're tied with hammer.
Otherwise, we just throw a draw in here and
pick an ornament off the Christmas tree,
as it were.
All right, T-line.
So opting to play through the port, kind of a little wick into the 4-foot.
T-line weight.
Yep.
Can always rub off that one. So.
Needs to be a lot of communication on this one, especially as it gets into the house. When you're talking about that wick, they need to know what they're doing.
Whoop. Shake.
Off that guard.
Yep. Yep. Keep going.
That just didn't have the weight.
It rubbed this.
So there we go. Just like that, steal a 2, and Jacobson takes their first lead of the game.
is your financial plan. At IG Wealth Management, our Living Plan Snapshot gives you a financial well-being score that details how prepared you are to adapt to all of life's changes. Find out your score today at ig.ca.
With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
It just went straight side. Oh, it touched the guard.
It touched the guard.
But it's still like it's barely even.
Okay.
You're right.
All right. 6th end, we have the hammer. Let's score here and stay sharp. Okay.
Yep.
Well, Matt, we talked a little bit in the last end about how even after a team is down a bunch of points, they get a good end, come within one. Momentum is kind of swinging in their favor. I think we can definitely say momentum is now firmly on the side of Jacobson's team. They've now scored 5 unanswered points and have taken a lead and have the Brundidge team kind of, wouldn't say reeling, but thinking much more than they were to start this game.
Yeah, the momentum for sure is on Jacobson's side, and obviously, more importantly, the scoreboard is on their side. So in just 2 ends, a lot of these points kind of came out of nowhere, but they finally started placing some draws in really good spots, and making Team Brundidge think about how do you get out of this. And yeah, but something clicked between that 3rd and 4th ends, and we continue to have
line's good.
What amounts to be a close game, although for a lot of the game it has not looked like that.
Yep, keep going.
I think one of the things for the Brundidge team to remember is that they still are not in a bad spot. They just get 2 here. They're ahead in an even end. Theoretically, they get 2 here. They force 1 in the next end. You're tied in the 8th end with hammer, and that's what any team would take. So they are still in a fine position. They just need to string a few more shots together.
Yeah, Skip's kind of like a kicker in football. You got to have a short memory and just worry about the next end. And I remember early on when I started skipping, and my first end I gave up 5. And one of the other guys came to me and said, just come back and try to score 2. And that's all you can do. I can't take the 5 down. They'd yell at me if I did. But you're right. Brundidge is still in a favorable, if not ideal, situation here. And yeah, they just need to execute now.
And Jed's experience, he knows well enough how to target. So I'm sure that's all he's thinking now is, I just need 2. And I'm sure that's what they're going to play for.
Yep. Okay, room. Well then. Okay, line's getting good here. Yep, right to it. Yep, right to it. Right to it. All right.
Like a throw. Like a stall.
There's a nice shot from Cameron.
I think I saw earlier in the comments that it's past midnight here, but it's almost midnight in Saskatchewan, and I believe it's his birthday.
Is that so?
I believe I saw that earlier in the comments. Yes.
Well, assuming that's the case, happy birthday, Cameron.
In 1 minute.
Oh, in 1 minute. I'm sorry, I was early.
Now, happy birthday, Cameron.
It's like hack.
There we go.
Yep. 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 Hard.
Gotta get by. Ooh.
Go. Good. Yeah. Hey, they're good.
I think Jacobson's got to be happy at this setup here.
Absolutely.
Free chance
A
to
little bit
draw
of bad
behind
luck
him
on that last shot there.
Yeah, almost. So close. And it's that momentum again. It's just the breaks are going their way at this
Little
point.
things. Yeah, when the momentum is going your way, you're making full shots, and when it's not, you're making half shots and just getting in teeny little wicks, nicks, ticks, and they start to feel really annoying after a while. Having been on the receiving end of plenty of that, I know what that's like.
Sounded like a Dr. Seuss book almost for a second.
Wicks and nicks and ticks, maybe.
Probably that same weight.
That one slid deep though, so let him off the hook there for at least one shot.
What's that? Like here?
I feel like you got to do something in the middle here. It looks like Jacobson's sitting 2. I feel like you need to move at least one of these reds.
You don't think you can get here with that same weight?
A little hack waiter, get around that, bump the, at least expose the red.
Yep.
Yeah, and then try to roll the shooter off. And honestly, if it comes up and bumps the center, that's totally
Yep.
fine too.
Hard.
That'll expose those 2 reds.
Okay.
It's like that's what's going to
Whoa,
happen.
whoa,
You
whoa,
better,
whoa.
you better be fine with that.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that result at all. Actually rolls over to kind of protect that stone that's way over on the left too. So it didn't look pretty, but that's actually a pretty good result on that
You mean
shot.
just roll it over for a guard over here? Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, I
Can't tell if those 2 in the front there, the red,
mean, you
yellow,
move that one
frozen
from the
at all.
top,
If
and you
they
got
are,
2 of ours sitting in there.
hit it a certain
They
you might be
can't
able
really
to
do
make
much,
it
and then
drag
we're
and catch the other one.
putting anything,
They
you know,
have
putting
the
it
chance
wherever
to.
we want it.
I think there's a little bit of space between them, but there I go guessing again.
Yeah. Looks like they're actually going to unlock that angle. Try to push that red back and leave their own corner frozen on the yellow in the other direction.
It's a very precise call. It's great if they make it.
It's taking a hard turn.
That's the call.
Worked out pretty good. I don't think they wanted to move theirs quite that far, but still does the job.
It's like
when they move now in the
sport.
Just behind the tee lines now, shot stone. It's mostly open, so there's a lot of options as to how to address that stone.
Yep.
Really
Yep.
Second shot.
Yep.
Not sure if
Really
might be
hard.
second now. Let's see.
There's another one curling a bunch.
Oh, it's
Look
gonna
out.
spin off that. That was not
Sloppy.
great throw.
More wicks, nicks, and ticks. Might be onto something here with a little book. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
If I knew how to draw, I would have done it by now. You think about it. We have so many good words in this sport, and a lot of really good prose. You could really, you could get a nice children's book in there and hook the young people.
You like this drawing? Either way. Maybe here?
Sure, they'd love to hit that yellow in the center, but there's no good angle to do it.
Really, dead nose is really the only way to do it. Of course, that carries some risk. I think I'd probably play that anyways. I don't really see another good alternative. A nose hit, you're going to be sitting 4.
Even if it catches on that
you don't
back
have
right.
a lot of room for error. Obviously, outside, and you're going to be all over the back ones. If you're tight at all, might hit your own on the top and not get rid of the yellow at all.
This is a tough one. Or you just throw really, really heavy and then it probably spills out.
Really got to go. This one's curling hard. They got it.
There you
nice
go.
Sweeping on that one.
No room to spare. So your question of who's hitting second shot has now been rendered moot.
100%.
Sitting 4.
Sure, do you like?
Even so, there's still opportunities for Team Brundidge to get to
Okay.
if they make a couple of good shots.
Board.
Yeah, a lot of open space. It doesn't look great, but nobody's in the 4-foot right now.
Whoa. Whoa.
Just try to position this one in between
Curl.
the two at the top and the one that'll be left at the back.
Curl.
It'll be tough to remove.
Curl. Whoa. Straight. Straight. Oh. Okay.
That shot stoned for now. It looks like. Yes, it is.
You probably would like to have that roll about 1.5 to 2 feet less. Kind of have it almost right behind the red, high red on the right as we're looking at it.
I got 15-1 on Jake, so that's in here. Yeah. Okay.
Coming down with quiet weight.
Clean. Clean.
Just going to try and tap this yellow out. Guess they're trying to save the shooter right there.
Hard. Hard, guys. Hard away.
They got to go.
Hard.
Were they trying to draw there?
It might have been a draw, more like a freeze down to it or heavy draw. I mean, it was mostly open, but I'm surprised at how little weight was thrown on that.
Huh. Well, that was a backline.
I wish we could hear the player mics. I would love to know what they were thinking on that one.
Now 2 is back in play.
The way yours is curled, I don't know if it's. I don't even know what's there. It's probably pretty close though. It's probably something like that. Like that.
This is not an easy
I don't think
draw.
you'll be able to hold it very well. Once yours went,
Yeah,
it
you're going
really
against
curled.
the grain.
Yeah, and with the hard finish we've seen at the end of all these, this is tough.
No.
See it right behind
This
that.
is really not an easy one, no matter what.
No, I don't think so. I think the best one would be the one on.
Maybe I'll give you 2 feet.
Say the right or left.
I think it would have been on the
to
right.
Evan's-
as we were
to
looking
Evan's
at it
right.
before, kind of go to the corner almost.
Yeah,
Kinda
to
what I
Evan's
was
right. Get behind that way.
Room. Room.
Looks like it needs to curl.
Not gonna hit the wide one.
Does it have the weight though? Ooh, no.
Yeah, I didn't think that shot was going to be there.
Mine was actually pretty good. It just needed a little more steam.
Yeah, that was a good call for sure. Seeing where that landed,
I probably just slowed
didn't
down.
quite execute.
I don't know if it's that line or if it's everywhere, but I mean, I feel like all lines are that bad. Feel it.
Now Jacobson with his last is just going to buzz one through the port there, get rid of that yellow, and make Jed look at a bunch of reds on his last one.
Not what you want to see.
Yep. Yep. Well, yep. Clean. Clean's good. Clean's good. That's good.
Looks pretty good.
Okay. Like,
This thing here, though, you do have pass to the 4-foot. You only need full 8 to score 1, but you're thinking, I know Jed's thinking button.
okay. We think this is good.
I think this is I think so.
Okay.
I think that was the line.
So it's the same way on this line should be
Yeah, throw it the same way
close.
you just did.
Okay.
Here we go.
Full 8.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Well, they got to go.
Yep.
Here comes those Scards too for
Yep.
going hard for
Gotta
everything.
go.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I think they just got it.
oh, they did. Just enough.
Some good sweeping there. Save that one.
Huh?
Welcome to saying yes. Welcome to possibility. To a future where it's not either or, but yes and. Welcome to the kind of thinking that changes with your life, priorities, goals, even the unexpected. Welcome to a plan that isn't set in stone. Welcome to shaking things up, to proactive thinking. Welcome to a plan that's so flexible, it's alive. Welcome to the IG Living Plan, where you can see your whole financial picture synchronized by your IG Wealth Management consultant. Welcome to a team that sticks with you through the changes ahead. Welcome to choices, options, and providing you with more than one solution. Welcome to foresight, rethinking things, and finding scenarios that work for you. At IG, we share all the changes in your life. We're there with you through the challenges and the successes. Because the real wealth in life is being able to embrace more of life's possibilities. Welcome to a new way to see wealth. IG Wealth Management. Welcome change.
So back for the seventh end. With some great sweeping by the Brundidge front end of Lance Wheeler and Cameron Rittenauer to get one, tie the game up. Now a two-end game. Scores tied, but the first Brundidge rock is unfortunately short of the hog line, so that comes out of play.
Yeah, I think both teams very happy last end that Brundidge scored one for very different reasons. Yeah, now with it being tied, be interested to see who makes the other try to be more aggressive, who blinks first on this, and with that hog rock, it's going to be a little tougher for Brundidge to put some pressure.
Well, Jacobson has broadcasted his intentions plain and clear with that call right there. He wants to blank the descent. He's going in because he doesn't want anything out front. He would love to blank this end and keep it tied and have the hammer in the last end, which means
your line's fine.
Jed kind of has to do the opposite. He's got to junk it up. He's got to try to force the action, get some stones in play, try to force Jacobson.
Go, Lance. Go, Lance. Yep.
And you know, we haven't had a clean end this entire game. We're already in the seventh. Every end has been clutter. So yeah, this could very well be the clean end that they've been looking for.
Jacobson's going to have his lead, Quinn Hersicorn, I believe, draw to the same side, tap that red up. The idea here, leaving the other side of the sheet open to be able to peel guards and not have a jam risk. Well executed.
And line those up nice.
Jed doesn't really have the luxury of worrying about those right now. He's got to keep the middle, try to clog up the middle as best he can, knowing that appeal is coming. So he's got to try to keep these two separated as well.
Yeah, he called for a long guard on Cameron's first, which is the one that didn't make it there. So they're going to try this again.
Right, just over.
This one looks a little bit better.
It's tough to get a lot of separation when the one that's already in play is like a mid guard, like a 2. So it's going to be close to it no matter what. And the way that's lined up, there's definitely a double peel here. All you got to worry about is you hit the second one, is it going to go over towards your own? I think if you hit it properly, there's a very low chance of that happening.
Just the single peel. But again, that's the hard one to replace. so he's just not going to call that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give Jacobson team another chance at a double peel, and it's really, really hard to not leave them one just because of where the one guard in play is.
Okay, line's good. Rings, don't get too far away.
Fully well knowing that this stone's going to be ignored, and that
line's
guard
good.
just coming into the screen now is likely to be removed on the next shot.
Yep. Good. What do we? Okay.
And no other choice here.
Stu.
No real choice for Brundidge but to keep throwing a couple of guards. I have to guard this stone even though it's not shot rock.
Okay, line's good.
Wait a bit before maybe doing something different because Jacobs' team is shot stone at the moment.
Okay, line's fine.
Yeah, that was just the one little downside of that draw. It
Whoa.
had the line.
Fine.
And it was almost there.
All right.
But at this point, yeah, Brundidge just wants to shorten the end as much as he can. Make him deal with all those guards. And then figure out how he's going to make a play on shot stone.
If it plays out with just peel, guard, peel, I would imagine what Jed's going to have to do is probably going to have to attempt to double those reds and save a shooter in the rings and just try to sit two and get a force that way.
Interesting call here. Are they trying to get both yellows?
I think they were looking at it. They're also talking about rolling for a corner. I mean, he shot stone. He could just keep peeling, but maybe he's thinking about trying to protect those two. Not a bad call.
Yeah, knowing that that's the play.
Close.
Really nice.
Well, it makes the double, and that's a good shot. The only concern is that now it does give Jed the opportunity to make a better draw if he wants, but he can also make the double and roll as well.
Price normal?
Yeah, and if he goes for the draw, he's really going all in here in the seventh, hoping to either get the steal or to get the force. I mean, with those other two, I
think you got to play this turn at it.
Tough call.
Double's probably the smarter call. Hit it right, you can definitely make at least somewhat of a roll towards the middle. Late in the end to be playing an all-in come around.
Whoa. 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 You really got to curl. A ton. Not even close.
Just a curl big.
Okay.
It's a big miss.
Yeah, that's going to give Team Jacobson pretty much a free pass at a blank end now.
Is it still a peel of shame if it's third rocks?
No, it's only for leads.
Okay.
Had to do that the other night in league night over here at Coyotes Curling Club in Arizona. Had to kind of explain it to the player. I don't think he'd ever had to do it before.
Probably never wanted to.
Well, no one ever wants to, but I kind of consider it a rite of passage. We've all had to do it at some point.
Well, that's exactly why it's called the peel of shame. It's, you shouldn't have done that, and now you have to clean up your mess. Well, now I've got to figure out what the peel of shame is during the non-free guard zone. It's curling. Everything needs a name.
Whoa.
I feel like real peels of shame can only be on when the free guard zone is still in play. Because you can peel your own, but you can't peel the opponent's. That's how I've always looked at it.
Right. Shame is not the right word. So if we're quoting things from the 90s, we'll go right to The Simpsons, which is a little known show where Homer and Bart are talking about, what's the opposite of shame? Pride? No, not that far from shame. Less shame? Yeah. My motion is to call that a peel of less shame.
That's too many syllables. It's one more syllable. It's too many.
It's a lot of words, but it's also Friday night.
Yeah, fair.
And we can come up with something better, but I just need a placeholder term, and we can change it later.
Probably a little bit.
I'd be fine with peel of pride. And they were happy to have peeled that off because they're
same weight.
Looks like they're going to get their blank here in the 7th.
Whoa.
There's a question in the chat about why not try to just freeze for Brundidge down on the rock rather than try to hit. And I think the answer is then you're just opening up the possibility of giving up a deuce.
Thanks.
Yeah, you are. And it's such a precise shot and kind of an unnecessary situation in which to play it. I mean, anything that isn't perfect can just be blown out of there, or if you give up two. I feel like historically the stats for down two with in the last end versus tie without are kind of even. Like, not great, per se. I want to say it's like 25 or 30% is the winning percentage. Jerry would be the guy with those numbers, but it's an unnecessarily precise shot for really a situation that just doesn't call for
it. Especially at this level. I think if you're at a club level and you have...
Or if this happens.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, playing some force all day.
Actually had the setup to blank, but nosed it and took one, so Jed is
a little unconventional. You know what?
2 to win.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. You are what matters most. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. From the dance competitions, to the rodeos, to helping discover and embrace technology across the province. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Every year, SaskTel contributes nearly $3 million to approximately 1,000 nonprofits, charities, associations, and events in more than 200 communities across Saskatchewan. So keep dancing, keep laughing, keep discovering, and we'll be there to help, to lend a hand, and join in the fun. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will, because we are dedicated to our home. To apply for sponsorship, visit SaskTel.com/sponsorships.
a mistake there from the Jacobson team in the 7th end. They were looking to blank. They had the chance to blank, but they stuck and took one. So that gives the hammer back to the Brundidge team. And they got to be feeling really good about that because, call a spade a spade. Last 4 ends, they really haven't played that well. They've just had a lot of half shots. Just not getting stuck in position right. But they're still in a position right now.
Whoa, take a look.
So they need to be feeling good about that. So if they just think, hey, let's make a few shots, let's get our deuce, we can win this game.
Whoa.
Yeah, you mentioned momentum earlier, and here it is again. That's one of those unforced errors where now the mood has shifted in one shot where Jacobson thought they had this wrapped up and they just needed to throw a couple ticks in the 8th and just draw somewhere open for the win, and that has completely changed. Now we're going to have lots of rocks in play and more messy houses for the 7th end of 8. It's the 8th end, but yeah, the 7th messy end that we've had.
Yes.
I talk well.
Doesn't quite cover the shot rock, but Jed's going to ignore that and throw another corner. Something we haven't seen in this game that I've been seeing a lot of teams do with the 5-rock rule is double corners on the same side. I'm seeing that a lot to prevent double kills.
Line's fine.
Situations really have
Line's fine.
Where it's useful. They've been playing in the house a lot more.
Yep, curl, Devin. Yep, keep going.
I think maybe if you're more familiar with the ice and it's a longer spiel and you know what it does on the sides, I believe this is the first day and they're not quite sure about that curl into the wings.
Yep.
Whoa.
Apologies for that brief technical interruption, but I think we're back up.
Yep. Okay.
Another crash on the guard.
Yeah. His rocks are really curly. I mean, I don't really think he's getting all the way to the broom.
Yeah, not a good outcome on that one. See if Team Jacobson wants to do with this.
Yeah, with this getting messy, they need to be careful. They don't want it, I guess, too messy. Because like you mentioned, Brundidge still needs to score, and they can. There's still a lot of space there to do that.
Well, this one's important if you want to come together.
This one never counts.
This one's important if you want to come see it up close.
You're going to have a team discussion about what to do. It looks like they're discussing whether or not to come around everything and bring 2 in or do something with that yellow that's out front.
If you want to try to do that, just open it up somehow. I don't see what good it does. Okay.
Yeah, the yellow's not in a great spot. there's still there's still draws on both sides for Jed to get to the button for a point. I think if you at this point just try to find a way to get into the 4-foot, whether it's drawing around or maybe even bumping up something.
It's still pretty early too. I mean, we're not even out of second stones yet. It's kind of that Yellowstone is kind of in a good position for Jacobson, but it's also not in a good position for them because, yeah, it's providing protection for their shot rock, but it's also the wrong color. So they're thinking, well, what do we do with this thing? They're going to throw one of their own on top of it and just keep Team Brundidge from making use of it.
Look here, look hot. Ready, Dustin? Well, we'll let it come. You never want to leave a miss. Like if he's bumping this,
They've protected it.
we might try and run this, but this is always kind of open.
I don't know. I'm really not in love with playing a come around all this stuff. Really think you got to open up the middle. I know it's only seconds rocks, but remember what I was saying earlier. You got to make sure you have a shot to at least score one.
Yeah, there's a
come
nose
around and
double.
it doesn't work, you might not have one.
There's a nose double right here. It's going to look a lot better if he makes this.
Lance deal with this guard instead. Play a run back, try to catch the one in the house.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
Not bad. Pretty good.
Doesn't get rid of both, but that's still a pretty good result. Middle is more open. Redstone's exposed. Good shot.
And with that biter on the side, they have to take that one seriously. So,
yeah, that's the other good thing about that shot is they kind of have to hit that.
Ooh.
They don't. Ooh.
Easy.
Evan going flying back there, putting on a little dance for us.
He stuck the landing.
Barely.
Good roll.
It's good looking shot. We'll see how Jed chooses to attack this. You could maybe throw the double, but you might lose your shooter. Probably will lose your shooter because you have to throw it pretty hard to make the first one go all the way out.
If he draws around those
What do you like?
center guards.
The red-yellow in the middle there?
Yeah, that was my
Wow.
first thought because you can't get to it.
Well,
Yeah, you just can't leave
I
it
think
like
if you can
here
somehow get behind both of them,
or here.
yeah, you're right. But if it kind of stops
Here.
short to where it's sort of between the reds, then it would be like a 6-inch
All right.
red-yellow combo.
Just pass the feet.
Yeah,
Side
that's
away.
you got
I
to
think
get the
he's
right.
looking to actually get kind of behind both of them.
just if it ever hangs and goes there,
That is the call.
he just bumps it and this comes in.
Okay, well then.
These shots where you're aiming for the back of the house are just so
Oh,
tough because Well, for one, you
Stay
don't
close.
throw
Yep.
them a lot.
Oh, Jesus
Now watch
Christ.
the line here.
Oh,
What happened to that?
Just grabbed. Okay.
Not sure if maybe that picked or something. They didn't seem concerned. They weren't sweeping hard, and then all of a sudden it was all over the guard.
yeah, that was odd. They could have called it heavy. Yeah, this is messy now.
It's big trouble is what it is.
So they're looking to plug the hole, but deep in the house. Well, not deep in the house, but in the house. To take off that draw through there.
Yeah, trying to cut off the draw behind that yellow that's closest to the center line there.
If he does that, he makes this shot. He gets this half buried. I'm looking at the other side where you've got that huge, massive pile of granite. If you can bury behind that, you might be able to squeak out shot stone, but that's a precise area. Yeah.
Now, one thing I'm keeping my eye on is that yellow loaded gun right into the middle if they ever need it. Definitely didn't want it there. That lets Evan off the hook. He got something he can come right down to.
This is 14. Okay. Close. Line's good. Room.
Looks heavy.
Go. Every inch.
Boy.
And that goes through.
Not a good miss.
Okay.
I'm seeing those two yellows that you were eyeing over there in the corner, that they're kind of angled, and they are sort of aiming toward the 4 foot. That is always there as a last resort.
Yeah, I was just kind of had my eye on that because it was loaded up in there. I don't really know if it'll ever come into play, but as it is right now, red's sitting 3.
Well, you mentioned it.
Be a skip's deuce to win the game, if anything.
You mentioned it, so it's like Chekhov's gun. You introduced it, so now it has to come into play. That's right, literary references in the 8th end of a curling match.
Gonna talk about it some more.
Well, the good news for skips in games like this is there is no timer.
Yeah, that's helpful. So after some lengthy discussion, I think they've decided they'd like to have this full 8 just fully open. It's going to cut off the draw path. Force Jed into something really difficult just to even get in there for 1.
You get that full 8, you can't hit it, you can nose it, but you're not counting anything, and then your draw's cut off. And it's going to put him in a tough spot.
I'm not sure he's going to have much except for like a raise of that tight one between a couple of reds. It's going to be ugly.
Line's pretty good. Yep, the line. You can, yep.
Now, this entire game has been very claustrophobic from start to finish, so it would not surprise me to see a game be decided on yet another shot like that.
Yep. Yeah, hard! Hard! There it is. Keep going. Keep going.
Pretty close to where they wanted it. It's a couple feet short.
At this point, they don't really need to split hairs. That really does the job.
So the one I was talking about was this one that Jed's kind of looking at, this tight yellow. They might have to play a raise straight back. It's either that or you're firing this red kind of to the left, try to clear a couple reds out of there and try to open something up.
Yeah, if you play the open up shot, you're kind of conceding the extra end.
I was kind of hoping this would be the second one, but
if you
Truthfully,
have
an
a
extra
plan
end
for
would
2,
be great
then
because Jed would be playing that without the hammer. Extra
Right.
ends without hammer have a very low success rate.
right. And to your point, they do want to score, and it does not look like they're going to score, so they have to make something happen. But if you have a plan for 2,
what do you like, Lance?
then I just don't see what that plan would be other than, like you said, that raise on the tight guard.
I think that's your only plan for 2. Basically, a straight back raise right onto the T line.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
Or, again, I don't know
Save.
if that loaded gun is lined up to miss that
Yeah, what are we
12
saving?
foot. You might be able to finagle one in there using that somehow. I think they might actually be looking at that.
Yeah, Evans trying to get a good look there.
Oh, so many taps. Well, you could also. Oh, you could.
You can play this.
But I don't think that red one goes unless you hit this yellow one into it.
Well, it doesn't do any good if that back one isn't right.
Yeah, I don't know where this. You have to get as far as you can to the inside.
Okay. Tapping this one.
Now, if you're a fan of geometry, you want them to throw that, as you say, loaded gun just to see what happens.
That looks like he's playing it.
He knows.
Might almost
what the
have to play it
people want.
this way. Drags back this way a little bit.
So assuming
Missed
these
that
are
one.
frozen,
No, it's close.
you could have a little bit of drag effect come into play.
All right.
As we're looking at it right
Yep.
now,
Like hackish.
if you were to hit that first stone kind of on the right a little bit, that yellow would come back a little bit straighter. It might be able to miss that 12-foot red completely.
And then consider where the thrown rock's going to go. It's likely going to go towards center, so you could conceivably have a rock in the 8-foot or 4-foot behind cover.
You might. Another
Dream
factor
big,
to
right?
Consider is that you're also moving 2 rocks because you're not may not hit the whole thing. You're gonna have to throw a little more weight than you would normally need to.
Hold down.
Yep.
Here we go.
Back.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl. 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 Hard curl.
I hit the wrong one, I think.
Yeah, that was wide.
Oof. gonna get real tough now. Yeah. Well, we
now
hit that
it's all
one first.
cluttered up. Like you mentioned before, he has one shot into the 4-foot. It is that tight
You
guard.
gotta almost throw board weight.
Jacobson's thinking, how do you take that away?
I was like waiting for it to be like, it didn't move from the ball.
Well, so, all right, so that straight raise is still there. There still might be some kind of wicked pinball wizard action available on this pile on the right that could possibly drive the furthest back yellow there onto the center one and maybe spin it in the 4-foot. I don't know. It's getting pretty ridiculous.
And that's one of those shots where you'd feel really stupid if you leave him that and he makes it. But I would leave him that. Just pick one. Pick one that's easier to block.
Obviously, the straight raise on the left is the simpler shot, so I think you take that one away and then say, "Hey, if you can make another Wicknick tick shot for one, go for it."
We're playing all the hits from this game, aren't we?
It hasn't been a boring game.
It hasn't, and when Brundidge came out to a 4-0 lead, you started to think, well, they've got control of this, and they let it slip away with a 3-ender, and then
steal a
2, and yeah, it has not been comfortable for either team, and so for us, extremely entertaining. So they're taking away the simple one.
Mission accomplished.
All right. Moving on.
So it's pretty firm Hail Mary oh man, I can't even talk. Hail Mary territory just for one.
Border control on that?
Well, this is the easiest tap, I think, right? Catches it for what? To get all of them?
Cameron's out there looking if there's some way they can come off of that way wide yellow, kind of drift in between everything, get right into the 4-foot.
I mean,
And
Wide yellow,
redirect through a port. No problem.
nothing but nets.
okay. What kind of weight? Normal?
At this point, you realize
you gotta hit it.
The margins are low. What would you most like to see happen? I want to see this now.
Okay, so what kind of weight?
They wouldn't be looking at this if it wasn't
Okay.
there. There must be enough space at the angle they want to come off at to get through these left reds.
There's no way you can play the other thing.
Maybe catch on one of the reds on the right. I'm assuming the red on the T line right there. Maybe they think they can come off of that, get through the two reds on the right, stick in the side of the 4-foot for one. Holy buckets. Sorry, Tuck. Copyright infringement.
Okay. You might have a highlight reel here.
Oh. Yep. Whoa!
Close. Oh.
Good try.
That was unfairly close.
He hit it too good.
Yeah, he did actually.
He needed to miss a little bit.
He needed to hit a little more.
Good game.
Man, what a try, though. What an
Good
ending.
game.
Didn't see what the final score of that
We didn't
was.
play that much weight.
Like 4 or something. Doesn't matter.
Just wanted to see what the final score was. But yeah, that was a close game. The score will not indicate that.
Well,
But,
no, not control. You wouldn't throw anything less than
Team
normal.
Jacobson will
Nothing less than
advance on, and Team Brundidge will drop down to the C bracket.
I don't know why you're getting frustrated right now.
I believe that's going to do it for our coverage of this draw.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. You are what matters most. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. From the dance competitions, to the rodeos, to helping discover and embrace technology across the province, we're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Every year, SaskTel contributes nearly $3 million to approximately 1,000 nonprofits, charities, associations, and events in more than 200 communities across Saskatchewan. So keep dancing, keep laughing, keep discovering, and we'll be there to help, to lend a hand, and join in the fun. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will, because we are dedicated to our home. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.